Welcome to the long distance playbook. Today is the 4th of April. Man, I ain't been on here in a while.
Welcome
So,
back.
yeah, I know, been busy. But as you can see, we got Jay, old reliable right there in Vicenza. Then we got Chris. He said he ain't gonna talk too much today. He ain't feeling too good. And then Jeff, he's having a little technical difficulties. He might be able to join us during the show. We'll see how things go. All right. To start things off, like we normally do, we're going to hit honors of the week. So we got some big honors here, right? Amari Stoudemire, Candace Parker, Atlanta Del Dunny, Doc Rivers, and Mark Few will be inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2026. Congratulations to each and every one of you for making that. All right, move right along. Didn't take long, right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Before we just gloss over these wonderful players.
Let's talk about it for a minute. Do you know who Mark Few was?
Mark Few, wasn't Mark Few the head coach of Gonzaga?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So I wasn't sure if it was his entire career with Gonzaga.
Oh wow!
Came up through the Gonzaga organization, became the head coach, became the all-time winningest head coach of Gonzaga, and it's amazing, that story. So
yeah,
do
did
you think Amari? Say again.
Did John Stockton go to Gonzaga or somewhere else?
No, I think he went. I think John Stockton went to Gonzaga. No, he didn't.
No,
Chris is saying no.
Santa Clara.
That was what is Steve Nash? Maybe it was Steve Nash. Then it was one. I thought it was one of those point guards.
No, John Stockton didn't go to Gonzaga. 80 to 84.
Nash went to Santa Clara.
John Stockton.
Yep.
Stockton to Malone. It was like you know how
that a lot.
A team that never goes too deep into the college playoffs, then all of a sudden their one little star that they ever have to their school shows up to all the games and stuff like that. I thought I remembered Stockton. It was either Stockton or I know it wasn't Mark Price. Mark Price went to Georgia Tech.
Stockton did go to. He did go to Gonzaga.
Okay, yeah. Because I think when they had was it Drew Time? Was Time a player for Gonzaga? I think they were slated to win, but they didn't. But yeah, they about their one and only Hall of Fame NBA player out there to represent them. But they've had some players. Yeah, they've had some players come through there that were top 10 draft picks, and they just didn't amount to the NBA game for whatever reason. But when they were in college, they were top players, and
it's a different level, right? So you could be great at college and flutter off in the NBA, right? You can be mediocre in college and be great in the NBA. It depends on the organization that drafts you. It depends on the hard work and time that you put into your craft, because you can't just think that your hard work is done once you get to college, or the hard work is done once you make it to the NBA, right? Everybody is trying to make it. Everybody is trying to make a name for themselves and stay on the roster. And that's the way it is, right? You still got to put the time and effort into it. So, and then injuries play a factor.
Yeah, definitely. Ogden. Was it Ogden or Ogden?
Yep, Ogden. Yep, Greg Ogden from
A lot of talent. And just was it his knees? Knees or ankles?
Yeah. I think it was his knees.
he just could not stay on the court.
Yeah.
And my goodness, I mean, it just was one of those things where him, Yao Ming, what is it? Who had bad knee? Grant
Brian
Hill,
Roy.
Brandon Roy, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Tracy McGrady.
Tracy
McGrady still had a long. He had a long career, but his prime was short because of injury.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's hit and miss. It really is. And of course Doc Rivers. I like Doc Rivers, right? But let's be honest, he didn't make the Basketball Hall of Fame for his basketball play. All right, he got it in there for both, but he got in there primarily for his coaching.
Well, okay. I was gonna ask you, do you think it was so? If you had to rate the scale from 0 to 100, how much is coaching? How much is it basketball? You think?
Oh, good gosh, I think 80 is coaching.
Okay, 80. I have it about 85, 15-ish.
Yeah,
I mean,
because so about the same.
He did play at a very good level, but he was never. Oh man, Doc Rivers is coming to town. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody was worried about Doc Rivers.
Nah.
He wasn't on Magic or Bird or Jordan's level or Barkley. He wasn't on that level,
No.
What about Candace Parker? Legend.
Now, I'm not sure if there's a Mount Rushmore of women's big like centers, but you would have to think that she's going to be on there, right?
Oh gosh, she absolutely. She would have to be up there with Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Loeb. What is it, Lobo or Lowe?
Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo. I thought it was Lobo.
Lobo was she was one of those players from UConn that when Gino had the run, the run, yeah, unbelievable. But yeah, Rebecca Lobo, they put that UConn thing on the map. But going back to Candace Parker, but my goodness, and I guess to me, like Lisa Leslie, she was super popular. Cause I think she was like one of the ones that could dunk or whatever. But to me, Candace Parker was one of the women's basketball players that they really could get behind, and they were really building the brand of the WNBA. Right. And they're complaining about salaries now, but you know what? in the 70s, the NBA, 60s and 70s, the NBA, they weren't no million dollar contracts. They all had, most of them had jobs in the summer, or not in the summer, but in the off season, they were trying to get jobs and doing other things because they knew you weren't getting no multi-million dollar contracts back then because they were building their brand, building the league.
Yeah. Every sport takes time to develop, right? I mean, and unfortunately, it's a man's world in sports, right? So the men's sport has to dominate at some point, and then the women's will catch up, right? And it's just about getting that interest into the sport. Men are typically more involved with sports than women are, as far as watching and everything else. Now, in the last 20 years, I would say women have come a long way, reporting, they actually playing, going to the events and everything else, right? So that has changed, and it'll continue to change, hopefully for the better.
Yeah, it's just when you have a sporting event, back in the day, you would have to drag your girl to go to a sporting event.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and like you said that the advantage, the what is it? Social media. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Social media and being able to network and talk with people across the country, you're able to gather more and put information out, even if it's not being put out by the network or this, that, and the other. But hey, you know what? If you have followers on your whatever social media account, then you will get the numbers eventually. Just because if you are likable, then they're gonna want to see more of you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think they're charging NBA prices to go see these games.
No.
And so I think it's about personality, and if you can get the right market people behind you, and everybody loves funny, right?
Mhm.
Everybody loves funny. You get a couple players that can cross over into that, whether it's commercials, whether it's TV or movies. They're
Right.
gonna be like, oh, well, what does she do? Oh, well, she plays basketball. Oh, okay, I want to go. I want to go see her. She has personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just getting their faces out there, I think, can do a whole lot, especially in the technology age, and being able to get people to follow you and say, hey, I want to be around this person because they seem like very, very engaging people and they're personable. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. All right. Well, let's move on a little bit. Elena Del Don. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly.
Deladon.
There you go.
And the only reason why I know this is because she played for the Mystics. She played for the So playing in Washington, anytime that we can get behind a winner, and she was a winner, then you better get the name right. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Yeah.
gonna try to, be a fan and you want people to recognize your city and your team, boom.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, so yeah, it was they were the best basketball team in Washington for at least 4 or 5 years, and it wasn't even close. So people were coming out to see them, definitely.
Good. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know much about her. I was trying to do. I was doing my research and everything right, but as far as knowledge base, right, I didn't know much about her. And it happens.
Yes. So
Um,
what about last but not least, Amari Stoudemire?
Go
Wow.
ahead.
To me, he brought in the age before the Lob City in Los Angeles with the Clippers.
Okay.
Stoudemire in Phoenix with Steve Nash. It
Mm-hmm.
was must see TV.
Yes.
You wanted to see it. You couldn't watch the games because they played out on the West time zone.
Yep.
You would stay up to watch the highlights, or you made sure you caught the highlights of whoever Phoenix played because you know Nash was one of those point guards that could he'll find you the ball. He'll get you the ball.
Yeah.
If you get to your spot, he's gonna put it to where you can make a play. And my goodness, talking about jumping out the gym, power, speed, he was a force.
He,
And
Go ahead. Yeah.
no, you got
He was, but I'll tell you, I was surprised he made the Hall of Fame. Okay. Great player. He had a great um, career, right? I just didn't know if it was Hall of Fame career, right? Um, because he what 6-time All Star, and when you say 6 times of an All Star, that to me that's not a lot. Okay, now granted, he did have a great impact, right? I
mm-hmm.
don't think he would have been what he was without somebody like Steve Nash, though. Because if you look
Yeah.
when he went to New York, it was a different Amari Stoudemire in New York than what we were seeing in Phoenix.
I think by the time he got to New York, he had already had that knee injury. And I think some of his jumping ability was taken away from him by the time he got there. And he was not known for a jump shooter.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? People just think that all big men, they can just shoot threes now because the way that basketball is being played now, and you look at his frame. Oh, he must have been a shooter. No, he was not a shooter. he was almost Blake Griffin-ish.
Yes.
Without the shooting ability.
Yeah.
And as you say, the impact, even though it was a short span, it hit hard, and it was like, you know what I mean?
It did. It did. Like I said, the impact I couldn't deny, right? But the overall career points and all that, right? I was just surprised that they were like, yes, this is Hall of Fame. And I'm like,
Now was
okay.
was he one of the guys that went to college, or he came straight out of high school?
He came straight out of high school. Amari did.
That's probably another reason too.
Yeah.
Because
he came straight out of high school. He was also the first player to sign a contract over $100 million.
Okay. Well,
so
maybe right
that
there
might have had something to do with it. I don't know.
Maybe that was the Hall of Fame because now everybody else is getting like all these super max contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
But for him to come out of high school, I will say this: the curve wasn't, it didn't take him 3 or 4 years to make an impact.
No.
So maybe they're looking at it as the fact that as an 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, he was making veterans look bad. Possibly. And they just remembered, the reporters a lot of times they're around locker rooms and they hear people talk and they know who they are like, you know what? We don't want to see this guy on Thursday night. We don't want to see him next week. And they don't want to get embarrassed. And I think he was one of the ones of those players that would embarrass you. Blake Griffin would embarrass you. DeAndre Jordan, they were embarrassed. This is the height of social media just popping off.
Yeah.
Social media where they're running back YouTube videos of you getting dunked on by Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah. No, I got you. But like I said, congratulations to all of them once again. Whether I think it was a Hall of Fame career-worthy performance or not, guess what? Doesn't matter what I think. They made it into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah. And congratulations too. I mean, it's what. So it had to be some thought behind it to put these players in, and how they affected the game, and you know what? Congratulations to them because you know how it is. Like we were talking about earlier, how just because you are a good college player it will not make you a good pro. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Yeah. So we're gonna move right along. We're gonna kind of go out of order, Jay. So just bear with me, okay? I'm gonna lead it.
Okay.
Since we don't have Chris or Jeff right now. So we're gonna jump over to the NHL. Okay. Right? We got hockey. Season's ramping up, getting ready to enter that playoff picture, right? A couple of teams have already made the playoffs, which is pretty good, right?
Oh yeah.
And of the Eastern Conference, the Carolina Hurricanes have made the playoffs, and then out of the West, you've got Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars, and Minnesota Wild. And then there have been some teams that have been eliminated. Oh, that's the worst one, right?
Oh yeah.
So on the East, the New York Rangers have been eliminated. They cannot make the playoffs. In the Western Conference.
That's sad. For New York fans. You know what I mean?
It is. Legendary team, right? But I'm going to tell you another one. You ready?
Okay.
In the West, the Chicago Blackhawks have been eliminated.
Wow.
They cannot make the playoffs.
And then the
Vancouver. Say again?
I would say for a sport like hockey where you need your big market teams, it is kind of a shame that you have two big markets eliminated from playoff contention.
Yep. And then the Vancouver Canucks are eliminated from playoff contention. it looks, looking at the standings right now, it looks like the 2-time champion Florida Panthers are not going to make it this season unless they go on a serious run. But I don't see them making it. Of course, it's going to keep winding down. The playoffs start, I think, in May or something. I'm not even 100% sure. We'll get facts on that later.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to hit that hockey piece real quick, you know?
Yep.
All right. We had some. Go ahead.
So, right, just with Tampa Bay,
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, I'm just looking, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Carolina. And then there's like a, kind of a drop off. But it just seems to me like that's the East, but Colorado has done like work like the whole season. So it's like I have my friend out in Colorado, Christy, she's huge diehard Colorado Avalanche fan. And they just keep racking up the wins. And I think everybody's in their rear view and they're gonna have to play catch up because it's kind of hard to turn it on. You know what I mean? You kind of, at this point in the season, you're kind of who you are. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting going into this the stretch run, so to speak, of the season.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. It looks like the regular season ends on the 17th of April. So we'll be following that along the way. But like you said, right, the Colorado is out there in the lead. But I don't know. I think there's a couple of teams out there that are going to give them a run for their money, right? And the best thing about or a good thing for the other teams, not necessarily Colorado, it could be a good thing for Colorado too, right? Is that it's not a one game play, win all or go home, right? Not like March Madness. So, it's the best of series. So. Yeah, and that's why I said it could benefit Colorado or the other team, right?
Yeah. Well, you would think the cream will rise to the top, and meaning that, in a 7-game series, you're not going to beat them 4 times.
No, it's going to be very, very hard, right?
Especially like a fourth of their losses for the whole season.
Yeah.
They only lost 15 games.
Yeah. Yep. So they've lost 15, and the Dallas Stars are in second in all of hockey with only 19. So the Western Conference looks very, very strong. At least the Central does. Looking at the standings, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Central looks very strong. So they've got to go in the house and take care of business, though.
Yeah.
Right. And we've seen this about the NBA and any other sport, right? It's always about matchup, right? You can match up great against one team and beat them, and not match up well against another and constantly lose. So, that's what's great about sports is how you adjust to that.
Styles.
Yeah. Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. We're going to hit a quick topic. Just understand that this is under investigation at the moment. We want to talk about Mr. Tiger Woods. He reigned the news by mentioning that he was coming back. And then no complete details or anything else is still under investigation, but he wrecked his vehicle, and now he's stepping back away from golf. So, Jay, do you think that Tiger needs to hang it up?
So this is my thoughts. We had a wonderful guy named Mr. Daly. You know who Daly is?
Yeah. Yeah.
We are in a society where, look, we all want you to do good, right?
Right.
We all know that no matter who you are, from the top levels to low levels, you're going to have issues. So evidently, Tiger Woods has issues. So we would love for him to straighten those issues out. And because he doesn't look like Daly, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has the ability to get right mentally. And the physical is he's still physically able to do what he needs to do. So I wouldn't say he would have to hang it up, but he needs to hang it up for now, in my opinion, until he can get whatever he needs to work through. He needs to go through that, and if he doesn't deal with it, then it's going to keep coming back every so often, and we're going to be right back here. So step away for 2 or 3 years if it takes, even if it's 5 years. Get that mental health right. Your head's right. The body's going to follow. So that would be my opinion, and especially in golf. He's not physically have to run down and tackle somebody or anything like that. It's not football. It's not football.
Right.
If his eyes and his hands and everything coordinates, then he should be able to come back. It's just getting his mind right.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And Charlie, his son is doing great at golf and everything. So I think he needs to be mentally right. Like, we would love to see Tiger Woods on the golf course. Don't get us wrong, right? But as a sports analyst, I would say, right, well, that's what we are now, is we want to see the players mentally right and be in the game.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right. You're back just in time, Jay. I
Yeah,
got you, man. I got you.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we're gonna move over to baseball,
Whew.
right? Baseball season has started,
Oh my
full
God.
swing underway. There's a lot of topics to discuss in this baseball, right?
Yes.
Uh, you mentioned something about replays, Jay. Talk to me about that.
So it's been a rough week for some people. It's been a great week for some people. You know what? We, in society, we always talk about I always want to be right. I never want to be wrong. So, as an umpire in Major League Baseball, how do you feel when everything you do can be overturned? So, what about Mason? How do you feel about that?
Everything. What's the point of me being out there?
What is the point of you being out there? So, you know what?
Right.
There's been a problem with baseball, they say, okay, well, how can we fix baseball? How can we fix baseball?
Mm-hmm.
And in their panic to not fall so far behind football and basketball, because when the seasons are over for basketball and football, people are still talking about
Right.
football and basketball. Baseball, not so much. You have a couple of hot stove topics, but not really like the buzz around. I mean, think about it. Flag football players playing and, getting smoked by amateurs, basically, in flag football games. That's what they're talking about. During the middle of the beginning, you know,
Mm-hmm.
baseball season starts. You're supposed to be smelling hot dogs and Cracker Jacks and peanuts. You're supposed to be smelling all that. But you know what? Everybody's talking about NFL. Everybody's talking about basketball. But now they have something to talk about in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So is the term bad news, or bad news is still good news if they're still talking about you? Is that the case here?
Ah, man. In this case, yes, I would have to say that is the case, right? Bad news is good news because you're being mentioned.
So you're saying being mentioned. Um, there's been one person that's been mentioned quite frequently. Um,
Who is that, Jay?
I don't want to be the person that says that I'm gonna beat a dead horse, but oh my goodness. So
Go ahead.
the umpire, his name is Mr. Mr. CB Buckner. CB Buckner.
Mm-hmm.
Now his umpiring, officiating, however you want to call it, has been under such scrutiny. On April 1, all over social media, they said that he was fired.
Yeah,
And
no.
it was April Fools, of course, but there was like people applauding in the background. Oh, they Major League Baseball finally got something right. Where what is he doing still being an umpire? And there was something about, I guess, 8 or 9 missed calls that he had that they overturned in one game. So, and then he goes to the field and he's at first base and he says the runner didn't touch the base. So it's been a brutal stretch for him.
Yes.
And as an official, how do you come back and stay focused on 45,000 people? Half of them are coming to see good baseball. Half of them want to see you screw up at some point and be like, I was at a CB Buckner game,
I don't
and
know. I should ask you. I'm the coach. You're the ref. You tell me, Jay.
look, there gets to a point, especially basketball is something different. Football,
Mm-hmm.
you have one person making a call, but then they collectively come together.
Okay.
Basketball, they come together sometimes too.
Yeah.
Besides checking down the first base, which CB Buckner did not do and rung a batter up this week, he and so many home plate umpires, they have to make a split-second decision very quickly. And they got to stick with that. Before they had to stick with it. And then you have to hear about it later. But you didn't have to hear about it 2 minutes later. And it makes you want to doubt your ability. It makes you want to doubt your call. And, okay, so in the back of his mind, okay, I missed 3 calls for, say, the St. Louis Cardinals. Does that mean, am I giving an unfair advantage to the other team subliminally or something? Or is something going on where they're getting the calls bad, but I'm getting it right for them? So it's to me, it's a matter of you have people trying to fix the game.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with, you know what, let's try it. And if it doesn't work, we can scrap it. But at least you're making an effort to try to fix a problem that, you know what, since they decided to put that box there after each pitch, well, you know what, if we see that he missed a call, what are we doing about it? And now they're finally doing something about it. I like having it there, but I just feel bad for the one umpire that's really getting it the way that he's been getting it.
Right. I don't know what is going on with my camera today, Jay. I'm almost like a blur, you know.
You're Mr. Virtuosity. It's like a you're not even you're talking about humans not calling the plays. You're not a human analyzing these games right now.
All right, give me a minute. Let me try to adjust real quick in the middle of the show. That's all right. That's why we're live, right?
Yes.
So I see what you're saying, though, right? As far as the challenge and the degrading and everything, right? I think baseball is one of the hardest sports to umpire, and I'll tell you why. Because, like you just said, in NFL, they can come together, right? Basketball, they kind of come together. Baseball, you can't. You can't ask the third baseman, the third base umpire, or the first base umpire, right? Unless it was a check swing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only way you can really ask. You can't ask for balls and strikes, right?
Yeah.
The home plate umpire has to do that. Now let's also defend this too, right? Historically, now granted, now we got instant replay. We can be more critical, shall I say, of the umpires because technology. But even in the past, all we cared about as fans was consistency, right? If you're going to give the home team certain calls, you got to give the away team certain calls. That's all we cared about. And they stretched those batters boxes sometimes. Certain players, that batter's box would be this big. Other players, it would be this big. You know?
Well,
but if they were consistent, go ahead.
It's funny you say that because they could track umpires and say his strike zone is bigger than somebody else's strike zone.
Right.
And as a hitter, you always had to know who was behind the plate. Okay, well, I know he calls high ones, but he doesn't call the low ones.
Yeah.
So it was a real strategy to figure out not just the pitcher, but who's calling behind the plate. Now it's easier for the hitter to say, hey, I know if it's borderline, I don't have to swing at because it's. I know he's not going to make a judgment call. Oh, sorry, I know if he makes a judgment call, the computer is going to let me know that hey, even if it's like, because there's some of them that's like this much,
Right.
Almost like tennis, where
Right.
you see the ball's outer end, and they would challenge, and it'll be so small. Like you can understand why somebody would miss that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Especially as fast as the ball is going.
Yes.
It's not like we're just tossing the ball playing catch here. This ball is rocketing across the plate. And tennis, same thing, right?
Yes.
The serves are 130 miles an hour, which is insane.
And even with a
So,
bright yellow ball, they still have a hard time seeing the balls in or out.
yep.
So to me,
Techn-
I like it. I honestly do like it because just like tennis, and just like even with basketball, when the ball is going out and you have two players that are like they have 5 hands, how's honestly a referee going to know who the ball went off of last when you have 5 hands in there? Well, you
yeah.
can actually look and see real quick, boom, and then keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's why I like especially I like that being available, and it's been pretty quick. They didn't spend 4 or 5 minutes saying if it's a ball or not. It's like super quick.
Right. And
So
and
I
that's
like
and that's the challenge, I think, even in the preseason, right? Because preseason you really saw players, all right, I'm going to try it, and it wasn't a bad thing, okay? Because I think baseball needs to improve, obviously, right, with the technology, but at the same time, how do you not slow the game down? That's the key, right? Because if I go to a baseball game, I don't want a baseball game to run 6, 7 hours unless we're in extra innings. You know what I'm saying? This is an exciting game. I don't want it to run extra because people are just can't cause balls and strikes.
But get this, doesn't it
Mhm.
make it more interesting and more intense, more exciting? Like not to know if it's a strike or a ball, and they're like, especially they had one that it was called a ball, the
Yeah.
Orioles game. It was called a ball, and then they reviewed it. It was a strike, and that was the game. So they had a review in the game, which was you got to think about that's drama, man.
Yes, it is. It is.
we, we love our drama in sports.
We do. We do. We do. With that, who is your favorite team in baseball, Jay?
I'm always been an Oakland fan. I've always stuck with Oakland. Um, so growing up, when I was learning the game, my
Okay.
favorite player was Ricky Henderson.
Oh,
So Ricky Henderson was with the A's. I became a Yankee fan too. He played with the Yankees. I followed him with Toronto. So those are kind of the teams I kind of like gravitated to was the Oakland team, Yankees, and Toronto. But my goodness, it's tough to watch Oakland. But you know what? I stick with my team.
you still Oakland? Oakland's still your team?
Still my team.
I respect that. I really do. Right? Because no, and not in a joking matter, right? In an honest matter. And here's why: because it's easy to bandwagon. Okay, people
Mm-hmm.
can jump on board of the hot team and keep riding the hot hand, and I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Yankees fan. Where are you from? Nebraska. Why are you a Yankees fan? Well, because they were the best team in the league at the time. Like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
me, I'm a Braves fan, right? I grew up 3 hours away from Atlanta, and that's why Atlanta was the closest MLB team to me growing up, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I just I just I got lucky, right? Growing up in the '90s, where the Braves were very dominant. Now we haven't been the same Braves team. We did squeak out a championship not too long ago, right? But we're not the top team every year, so and I'm okay with that. But I'm a Braves fan, so
But I mean, you can at least say that your team's competitive in most seasons.
yes, yes, yes. And who knows? After yours makes the move, yours might.
Yeah. Um, you know what? We'll have a betting chance.
With us talking about our favorite teams, You're an A's fan, and I'm a Braves fan. So you're AL, and I'm NL. So who do you see coming out of the AL this year? Which team do you think? And it could be a couple of teams, but you give me your top three, and there, go from three to one.
Okay. So if you don't put the Yankees in, then you're just fooling yourself. So I will put the Yankees in at number 3. Then number 2, I'll go with the.
Don't go with your
I'm
A's.
not gonna say them, but Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
And then the number 1 team, I would say Texas Rangers.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit different than yours. Not much, but a little bit. Well, let me rephrase that. We only got one team to correct. All right. Because my 3 teams, I think, are the most dangerous in the AL. New York, great. They play regular season ball, but they flatline in the playoffs, right? They are not my 3. I got Cleveland as my 3.
Okay.
All right. After what I saw last season, with their hot start and everything, I think they can carry the momentum into. I think they were trying to build from last season. Okay.
Okay.
My number 2 actually takes a step back from last season, and it's the same number 2 as yours, and I'm going with the Blue Jays on that one. All right.
Okay.
And not saying that they can't get to the big dance. They definitely have the chance to get to the big dance. I just think they need a couple more pieces. I know they lost a little bit over the offseason, but I think they need a couple more pieces. Now, my number 1, I think, is Seattle.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely Seattle.
Seattle, I think, is going to play during the regular season. Not worry too much about how many wins they get, how many losses they get, because they realize regular season doesn't really matter, right? It matters playoff time. And when I say regular season doesn't matter, is you got to get to the playoffs healthy and not worn out.
Yeah.
Right. I think Seattle's going to learn that, and I think Seattle gets there. NL. All right. The National League. I'll go first on this one. That way you can roast me. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So my top 3 in the NL, I'm going to have at number 3, I've got the Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers. They did good last year. They got a little more improvement. My number 2 is my Atlanta Braves. Absolutely. We're a contender every year.
They find a way to make it interesting.
Oh, hey, we're either going to be in the playoffs making it interesting, or we're going to be outside looking in, right? But I think we could be the number 2. And I've got number 1, the Dodgers. Until and it's not just because of regular season with the Dodgers. It's playoffs. It seemed like last season the Dodgers were limping into the playoffs, right?
Yep.
No. They were masking that. And as soon as they got into the playoffs, they took the Band-Aids off and they said, all right, let's play ball. And you were like, oh, who is this team? So,
yeah, it's
who's
just
your 3?
it's an amazing thing. And so they won back-to-back championships, right?
The Dodgers?
Yeah. They won 2 in a row?
Yes.
So
No. Hold on. I'll tell you in a minute. Go ahead. Keep talking, though.
I was going to say that history has taught us across the scope of all sports, three-peats are forbidden by the sports gods.
Well, yes, they have one back-to-back the last 2 years, yes.
It is forbidden. So, in some way, shape, or form, I don't see them. I don't see them winning the championship for whatever reason. Whether it's just bad play, whether it's infighting or injuries, something happens. An act of God comes down, and they don't win the championship. So we'll move them to number 3 slot because they're making the playoffs. All right. Number 2, I have your Atlanta Braves. They take full advantage knowing that, the Dodgers aren't the Dodgers this year. We might have a shot. And that's how they usually rise to the top. But finally, I think Milwaukee kicks in the door and they get to the World Series. I think they get it. I think that you always have that one team that just stays ready. You got to be ready. You got to stay ready. So I think they take their opportunity and they make it to the World Series.
Okay. All right. Little change up from what we had there. I like it. But it's kind of ironic. We all threw.
Yes. I was going to say, but I'm saying it now. The most talented team in baseball is the Dodgers, even though I put them third. Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, and we both picked the same 3 teams in the NL.
Okay.
AL, we did not. So, hey, that's what's fun about it, right? We'll sit back, wait. We'll brief it up every week, and we'll see how things are going, right?
Yep.
All right. We're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to talk some NASCAR. Jay, I know you don't know much about it, but that's
You got to love the roar of the engine. The crowd comes out. Hey, I'm from Virginia. We had the Richmond Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
You go up a little bit north, we had Dover. We had Dover Downs. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right.
So this is during the Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr. era. This is when it was at the height of just going into social media. They're riding the wave of Michael Jordan with sports being broadcast everywhere.
Right.
And every sport had their niche, whether it was baseball, football, basketball, hockey, NASCAR, they were all coming together. Everybody was giving each other love, so to speak.
I like it. And look, right now your top 5 in NASCAR is Tyler Reddick at 1, Ryan Blaney at 2, Denny Hamlin at 3, Chase Elliott at 4, and William Byron at 5. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the season, Jay, I did say Chase Elliott was going to be up there at the top, right? He's in the top 5, so you got to give him credit. However, the phenomenal piece of the entire NASCAR storyline this season has been Michael Jordan's team, Tyler Reddick, right? It's not just Michael Jordan, but that's also Denny Hamlin's driver.
Yes.
Okay. 4 wins in 7 races. This is amazing. He's having an amazing season. If he continues to have an amazing season, I wish him the best. And of course, if it continues to be strong and amazing, you want somebody to win the championship, because if they don't, it's kind of like a blundered season.
Yes. So tell me this, with your knowledge of the game, competition, and this start, have you ever seen a driver start this fast to begin a NASCAR season?
No. So he's the first driver ever to win the first 3 races of a season. Now I know we're in race 7 and everything, right? But I would say the last time a driver was as dominant would have been Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. Okay.
Yep. Jimmy Johnson, I think. You can look it up. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I do believe Jimmy Johnson had like 12 wins one season. Let me see real quick.
So Do you think that this season can propel him into being into that talked about echelon of great drivers? Richard Petty, Earnhardt, Gordon, Bush.
So understand something, right? Kyle Busch in that level, yes. But when you're talking about the legends, right? Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, those you don't enter those categories off of one. You're not equivalent to those off of one season. You have to be consistent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
do you think
one
he
season
has
doesn't
potential to be? Do you think he has potential to be consistent?
absolutely. Absolutely, and not just because of him, right? But because of the changes that Michael Jordan went and fought for in court to make these teams more of an equal playing field, so to speak. Because before, I could put all my good equipment in one car and let I could be an owner of a 3-car team, right? And I could put all my equipment in my good equipment in one car, and the other 2 drivers knew that you were just out there turning laps, which wasn't fair. Now, right now, everybody's leveled, right? So everybody has to have the same stuff. So he really fought for it too.
That to me, that'd be like horse racing, and you own 3 horses, and you're just trotting out two lame horses out there just to bump with their other people's horses, just so your other horse could win.
Yeah,
I can see how that would make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's taken a little change, but I liked so far. And it's going well, right? I mean, he's led a lot of laps. He's not even the lap leader though, which is crazy. Denny Hamlin has led the most laps out of everybody this season. He's at 444 laps, right?
Wow.
Second place in laps led is not even in the top 5 in points. So that tells you that Tyler Reddick isn't out there just dominating these races. He's finding a way to win it at the end.
Yes.
And in sports, that's what matters, right? Doesn't matter, like Chris has said before, doesn't matter how fast you get there, matters how well you do at the end. So
you know it's 5:00, right?
Yep, I got that. So with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, Jay, I got your little it's in your conversation there, you know. All right,
Um,
hey, go ahead.
I would like to. We didn't do the honors this week. We had someone pass away.
Oh, who?
Um, Minnesota Vikings and USC safety Joey Browner. I'm not sure if you remember him or not, but a phenomenal player for the Minnesota Vikings. And he was part of that team that against the Niners 3 or 4 seasons in a row. Um, he had a great USC career. Just hear nothing but great things about him. He was a 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first team All Pro, was named to the NFL 1980s All Decade team, and a part of the 50 greatest Vikings of all time in 2010.
Oh, wow. Well, we give our condolences to his friends and his family from the long distance playbook to y'all. So sorry for your loss.
And he did play with Greg Coleman, one of our friends that came through. So, yes.
Mm, yeah, that hurts big time.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna move right along. We're gonna hit the NBA, right? So
And Mason,
NBA, what you got?
I heard you got a pay raise at the end of the season and everything, and I hear that you might want to buy a basketball team. So you know what they said that the franchise is valued at $10 billion for Vegas. Don't you got something in that 401k plan that they gave you?
I'd like to. Now, I think they should sell shares like the Packers did.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And it could be lifetime shares because even Green Bay's is not lifetime. So it's your lifetime, but it's nothing that you can pass down.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, look, we'll see the interesting uh, how everything plays out with the team in Vegas, and I've heard about Seattle as well. So, and then we're going to have to see how the realigning of the teams because those are two West Coast teams.
Yes.
You can't add two more teams to the NBA and just put them on the West Coast because now the West Coast is larger than the East Coast, right? You're going to have to move two teams from the West Coast to the East Coast. Who they decide to move?
I have a feeling. I have
Okay,
a
what's your
bad
feeling? What's your
that
bad feeling?
they're gonna put Vegas in the East,
No, absolutely not. I hope not.
and because of the betting lines.
I hope
So
not.
it wouldn't be logistically smart, but of
No,
course when you have Memphis, that's right. Memphis is in the West, right?
Memphis is in the West, and I think that's one of the teams that jumps to the East. So
Yes.
I think the two teams that go to the East is Memphis and New Orleans.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I would put New Orleans. To me, I would put Minnesota in the East.
No. I mean, you could. There's an argument for that, right? But I think Memphis and New Orleans. So I mean, we'll see, right? NBA's got to make that decision. Um, but with that,
Now,
so looking at the standings, right
well, I was
in
going
the
to say
East.
one more
Go
thing. I
ahead.
was going to say one more thing about the Vegas. Now, I'm not
Go ahead.
sure how accurate this is. It says O'Neal and LeBron James officially become owners of Las Vegas NBA expansion team starting in 28-29. I'm not sure if they're part owners. Could he sell any of his Five Guy franchises to get part of this Vegas team?
Talking
But
about O'Neal.
yeah, Shaquille O'Neal, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? He is a businessman. Understand that. As far as LeBron James, if he's going to own it,
He can't play.
then that's a sign that he's done playing at that time, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, because the rules state you can't own a team and play at the same time. And he's not going to give it to his sons because he wants his sons to play in the NBA. So if he gives
Yes.
it to his sons, then and it would be too shady for him to be like, well, I gave my wife the money. She's the owner, not me. Yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah.
We know where that's going to go.
They had a problem with Brady doing the same thing with Oakland, with Vegas, where he's a part owner, but he's talking about he wants to come back and play, and they said, well, you can't do both.
Yeah. Well, they didn't like how he became owner and became the announcer.
Yeah.
So that was an argument. But
Yep.
looking at the NBA real quick, Jay. So in the East, right? Milwaukee, Chicago, Indiana, Brooklyn, and Washington have been eliminated from the playoffs.
What? Washington eliminated? My goodness.
And they have the worst record in the NBA. So
I put $5,000 on Washington to win it all. Man.
However, on the East, right? Just the East, what's your biggest surprise of the season?
That the Washington Wizards didn't win it all. That's my biggest surprise. Well, I would say the biggest surprise would have to be Boston stays ready no matter who puts on the uniform for them.
Ooh. Okay.
We thought they were going to fold like Indiana did when Halliburton went down. So we just assumed that Boston would be an average team. Every so often you would get flashes of greatness from Jaylen Brown, and he would do great things every once in a while. But we didn't know that we would get this type of Jaylen Brown on every night, and then White, and then some of the other players step up to be a level of not just consistency, but playing at elite level night in and night out.
Yeah, look, I agree with you 100%. The Boston team to me is in the East is the biggest surprise. Now Detroit was a nice little surprise, right? But for Boston to be to be second in the East, and they didn't have Tatum for a very, very long time. Jaylen Brown was carrying that team. And now Jason Tatum is back. Makes them a very dangerous team. I think they're already playoff built, right? So it's how far can they go in the playoffs? And they have the experience.
Yes.
I mean, you can't argue that. Detroit lacks the experience. Detroit's nice, don't get me wrong, but they lack that experience. So it's going to come down to who has the experience and who executes better, obviously, come playoff time. And we're right around the corner for it, too. I mean,
yes,
like right around the corner. It's going to be interesting to see how everything folds out.
Yes. And to me, a close second that's surprising the East as well is the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
And once they traded Trey
Young.
I thought this was okay. We're going to rebuild mode. Not this season. We're going to push to try to make a run. And
look, Trey Young was. I'm a Hawks fan. Trey Young was the reason why we were losing.
But you know how it is. You know how it is when you trade a star. I mean, I'm not going to call him Luka, but to Atlanta, it seemed like Trey Young was like the guy, and you don't usually trade
to the franchise. He was to the players and to the fans. He was not. I mean, you can't average. Okay, understand what I'm saying? You cannot average more turnovers than you do assists. And for a while, he was. Now, has he gotten better? Yes. Right. But You can't
So,
average more turnovers.
why not?
Why can't you average more turnovers?
Yes.
He was double-digit turnovers,
But
averaging.
but my question to you is, why can't he do that?
Because you take people out of the other game.
Okay.
You're not playing. So as a point guard, right? I play point guard. As a point guard, your job is to facilitate and get everybody else involved in the game. Your points
Mm-hmm.
come whenever, right? There's no scheduled time as your points. Everybody else,
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with your logic, but I don't agree with the Trae Young logic, because what did he do in college?
Once again, you can be great in college and be mediocre at the professional level.
So
Okay.
he could shoot and all that stuff in college, but he was a turnover machine in college as well.
Yes, he was.
So he's doing exactly what he was doing in college at the pro level.
Yeah.
And you paid him a lot of money to do what he did in college and realized, you know what, this is not really a pretty good thing to have as your point guard in the NBA, because if you turn the ball over here, they're going to go ahead and they're going to score big numbers against you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Washington said, oh, we would love to have that. Give me.
Yeah. Now they're going to feel the pain of it, right? All
Yes,
right. So we're going
indeed.
to move on to the East, right? I mean, the West. Sorry. We just did the East. The West. Memphis, New Orleans, Dallas, Sacramento, and Utah are all eliminated from the playoffs. Okay. With the Western Conference, Jay, what is your biggest surprise right now?
Okay. So when it comes to the West, and until this week, I was going to say my Lakers. and you've said it plenty of times before that Luka and LeBron do not work together on the floor. And for whatever reason, was it the last 6 weeks? No, it was just the month of March. Month of March, right?
Month of March.
Luka went crazy.
Right.
And yeah, he blew out his hammy. But if you play at that level and you have LeBron picking up your scraps and he's putting in 15 to 25, and then you had Austin Reeves doing his thing.
Yep.
And they brought in Kennard, and then some 3-point shooters. You know what? They found something. And too bad that Luka is hurt now and is going to miss the remaining of the season. So all that work to get the number 3 spot now is up in the air, because they're Luka dependent.
Yes and no. I would say this is a very, very good coaching job by JJ Redick on that, because he's overcome a lot. Yeah, people can say, well, he's got a lot of talent. He does, right? With Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui, Kennard, LeBron. I mean, this is and I will say this is probably LeBron's most talented team that he has ever had in his career. Okay.
Yes.
But they got to figure it out, right? I mean, playoffs is different than regular season. We've seen it. LeBron doesn't like the playoffs anymore. And because the NBA is tired of the softness, and come playoff time, you can play more physical. And these players know that.
Yes.
So, and it puts a wear and tear on LeBron at 41. Not saying he can't make it, but he definitely doesn't like to play it. I mean, he already doesn't like calls during the regular season, you know.
Yes.
But
the good thing about
besides your Lakers, who's the biggest surprise?
Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, you think because they didn't make the playoffs?
Yes, because we were told that Anthony Davis was going to take them to higher heights because of his work ethic, because of he wasn't Luka lazy, as they were saying.
Okay.
To go along with Cooper Flag and this, that, and the other, and then they turn around and they trade Anthony Davis. So you gave up whatever, and you thought Anthony Davis was going to be the guy. You fired the GM, you sent Anthony Davis away, and you're sitting at the bottom with Sacramento and Utah in the West. It has to be Dallas, because you were thinking that, okay, they sold the fans on, we are trading him away because we believe we'll be better without Luka, and we see that it's not.
Okay. All right. I didn't look at it that way. You know, that's why it's good to get different perspectives, right? Mine is my biggest surprise of the season so far is Phoenix. Okay. I didn't think they would do as well as they have. They're sitting in 7th. Right? And a lot of people's like, well, that's not that great. You're right, but you're in the middle of the pack. You're going to make the playoffs in some form or fashion, whether it be a play-in or whatever, right? You're going to make it. So, you know, I thought after, you know, Kevin Durant had gone, I was like, surely Phoenix, and with Bill, he was constantly injured. I was like, Booker can't carry this team into the playoffs, right? I thought Phoenix was going to be at the bottom. Surprisingly, they're not. Right? Surprisingly, they're right there knocking on the door, able to get into the playoffs. And I don't think they'll go very far, but who knows, right? Because playoff time, like I said, it's about catching your second wind as a player. It's more physical. It's about who's the healthiest team. There's a number of factors, right? So who knows how far they could go into the playoffs. So question, go ahead.
On your analysis of the Suns, to me, sometimes addition by subtraction works. You got Bill, you had all those players, and it just seemed clunky or clanky. The way the roster was made up, and when you have, even though I don't think Devin Booker could take them to number 1, I think if he's healthy, he makes them competitive most nights.
Right.
So, you know, he doesn't have to worry about, is it my night? Am I shooting this night, or am I shooting that night, or is who has the ball? No, this is your team now. And just like if Jamal Murray or you know, Kawhi, or just any number 1 on their team, they know they're true number 1. I think the role players know they're role players. Not I'm a half a role player this night and a half of something else the other night. And I think that's what made them be as consistent this, you know, part of the season, because they know who they are. They know, okay, we're going to ride this guy the rest of the way. And playing together sometimes is better than just having talent.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with you on that. Sometimes you just got to get the right pieces. It's chess, right? So, quick question for you though.
Okay.
With how the season has gone so far, all right, somebody is going to have to win MVP at the end of this season. With the way everything stands right now, today, right? Who are some of your top MVP picks?
Well, because of how they do it now, I have no idea who's eligible. I can tell you who the players are who are done work, but they're like, oh no, he's ineligible. No, he can't. No,
He's missed too many games.
Yes. So I'm thinking
didn't take enough shots.
to me, it's almost like going to high school and you have an A average, but excuse me, you missed too many classes. You missed 8 classes and you're only allowed to miss 7. So you failed the class. I'm sorry, no A for you. And this is basically what they're doing to some of these phenomenal players.
Yeah.
And I think is SGA, is he eligible still, or he's gone now?
I know. I think he's still eligible.
Okay, so it's down to him and the Joker, right? So only of those two, or is Joker gone?
Eligible. I'm looking it up right now. So, yeah. So, Shea is eligible. Jokic's eligible.
Okay, so it's down to those two then, because the rest of everybody else has been eliminated, I believe. Who was
no? So they still got Luka and Wembanyama on there too.
Okay.
So players must play at least 65 regular season games. Each game must include at least 20 minutes played to count.
See? Yep. And that's the kicker. And now, I don't know.
Players with season-ending injuries can qualify with 62 games. So is it almost better to get to 62 games in and then have a season-ending injury? I mean, yeah, I don't know.
So to me, I think Wemby should get it, and I think they're going to. I'm not saying give it to him, right, but I think both of SGA and Joker have already won it before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to give it to the international player. They're still, and I want to grow the brand, and I think he wins it. And he's been impactful, and he's been breaking records. So why wouldn't you give it to him?
Yeah, but so I mean,
his team's in first place too.
No, they're in second.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, San Antonio's in second right now. So, but my question, Oklahoma.
Yeah, but San Antonio, they put the Stomp Johnson on them every time they play.
I got it. Well, you said they were first. No, they're not. Standings wise, they're not. But I got a question for you. I think so many people are focused on the West side, right? With Shea, Jokic,
the West side,
Wembanyama, Luka, right? But what about Cade Cunningham for Detroit? He's missed. So the requirement is you can't miss. So with the total of the season, right? You can't miss 18 games, right? But if a season-ending injury, then you only had to play 62. Well, Cade,
is he out now?
He's missed 15. He is out. Currently out indefinitely with collapsed lung.
Oh, he ain't coming back. All right, so
right, but Detroit's sitting at first spot because of him.
Yes.
And I got it. It's a team game, right? But you got to put the weight of winning on somebody's shoulders, right? Because when you win, it's never the head coach. Understand that. It's always the player. When you lose, it's the head coach.
Yes.
That's the way I always look at it. So, I mean, to me, he deserves some recognition in that.
Definitely. I'm just gonna check this out. When was the last time a NBA East player won MVP?
Oh.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
What, Jaylen Brown, maybe? That's a good question. I got you right here.
Jason Tatum, 2022.
No. What are you looking at?
Oh no, that was the NBA Finals. Okay,
Joel Embiid.
So
22.
So when did he win the NBA?
22-23.
22-23. And before then?
Giannis, 19 and 20.
Okay.
And then Giannis in 18-19. Giannis
that's
went
good.
back to back.
So 2 times in the last 10 years. Or two players. 2 players in the last 10 years.
Correct. So not very much, right?
A lot of time we have an East Coast bias, but when it comes to basketball, for some reason, if you're not Jordan, everybody loves the West.
Yeah. All right. We're going to move on a little bit. We're going to continue with this trend, but we're going to talk about some stuff that we entered about a month ago there, Jay?
We're fortune tellers.
We'll say fortune tellers, right? So here on the Long Distance Playbook, we are participating in March Madness, men's and women's. And we're going to start off with the women's. All right. Currently, because of yesterday,
things got hot.
I am sitting in first place. Look out. Yes. Jeff is sitting in second place, and Jay, you're sitting in third place. For whatever reason, Chris didn't get submitted. So, definitely. And then there was an incident last night with UConn and South Carolina.
Yes, indeed.
Talk about that.
When you're used to winning, everything is, oh, hey, how you doing? Giving hugs. They showed him beating South Carolina 2 years ago, whatever. Oh, they were just everything lovey-dovey, and then all of a sudden he's getting smoked in the last night, and he looks like the coach. He looks like the coach from the movie Wildcats. Oh, they're cheating! What are you doing? You're not watching what you. He's up there losing his mind. It was crazy. You could tell he's not used to losing, especially not on the big stage. His teams always come through for him, but they just were not hitting shots last night. I mean, South Carolina played a phenomenal game, but this definitely was not a Geno type of performance last night.
Okay. I like what you did there. With that, though, the reason why I'm sitting up at the top is because we got 2 teams left. 2 teams left in the women's. All right. And I picked both of them. I picked South Carolina to make the finals, and I picked UCLA to make the finals. However, on our bracket that we have done here on the Long Distance Playbook, I also picked UCLA to win. So, buckle up. Let's see who wins.
Yes.
I have a question for the fans that we have. I want to know who you think is going to win. All right. All right. I'm going to try something real quick, and boom. All right. So I've got the. Look at that. So let's see who wins. Now, Jeff or Jay, since I'm going to win the women's bracket, we'll go ahead and move over to the men's bracket, right? Now, you reached out to me and said that one of our guests has, that one of our viewers invited us to join their tournament bracket, and we did so. Correct?
Yes, we did.
All right. Well, so with that, I'm currently looking it up, right? And I'll just announce the people that on this show how we're doing, right? So it looks like we all submitted 2 brackets. Am I correct? Did you submit 2?
Yes.
All right. So
Jay
I submitted. Huh?
I'm Jay the Magnificent. I'm on the 2
Okay.
bracket.
Jay. Well, listen to Jay the Magnificent. Listen to how good he's doing. All right. So my first bracket, I'm in 6th place.
Nice.
Okay. Then we have to scroll down a little bit. We have Jeff in 9th place with his first bracket. Okay. Then we have to keep going. And we have Jeff in 13th place with his second bracket. All right.
Okay.
And then we have to keep going. And we have Jay the Magnificent in 15th with his first bracket. And we keep going, and we have Jay the Magnificent in 16th with his second bracket. And then we have me in 18th with my second bracket. So, doesn't look like we're going to win this. I think we are going to chalk this up as a loss. We didn't do too good in our brackets in this challenge against our fans.
Well,
but that's okay.
But tell them how many people, how many brackets were in there.
Oh, good gosh. Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. $30. Oh no, hold on. There's a second page. 31.
So I just want to put out there that a couple of our guests that came on to the show, and some of the viewers, you have Mike Wise. He's at 21, and he picked Duke. So his team that he thought was going to win is eliminated from there.
Yep. On one of your brackets, you had UConn.
Yes. I'm sitting in 16th place.
Yep.
I have Michigan, and then in 15th place, I have UConn. So in 2 different brackets, I have Michigan and UConn.
Yeah.
So if Michigan and UConn win tonight, there's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. But you will. I definitely see you moving up.
And I think Wally Williams was in here, but nope. Keith Gibson, a viewer of the channel, he's in 7th place, and he has Michigan winning. And then let's go back to Wally Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of our guests. He's sitting at 25 and 25. He's in the 25 spot. He's tied for himself. He had Duke and Florida, and both are out.
Yep.
So, yeah, you had. There's a lot of people that put in, but there's still the one that's dangerous is the one that's number 1, and he picked Illinois.
Yes.
And Illinois can, you know what? They can win the whole thing.
They have a chance, don't they?
Yes, they do. But if Illinois loses, so he picked Illinois, and he's the number 1, number 2 position right now. Yes. He picked Illinois and Michigan.
Yeah.
So for me to jump ahead, Illinois needs to. I just need Michigan to lose, and if UConn wins,
you're gonna win. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you're talking about your Michigan bracket. Yeah, your Michigan bracket would have to lose, and your UConn would have to win. Yeah.
Yes. But
yeah,
I think we all did pretty good though. Because with some of the games and this, that, and the other. And speaking of games, you had to see what happened this week, right?
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
You know which one I'm talking about. I'm talking about Duke getting beat.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, look, let's hit the long distance playbook bracket real quick, and then we'll talk about some of that. So then we had our own internal long distance playbook March Madness, right?
Yes.
And currently, as the standings sit today, I am in first place. Chris is in second. Jeff is in third. And Jay running up the rear. However, with that, Jay, you are the only one eligible in the tournament still, right? All of our teams that we predicted, gone. You still got Michigan. So if Michigan wins, there is a chance that Jay, and yes, I have to say it on live on air, could win the long distance playbook March Madness. But if Michigan loses,
yes,
you're going home.
So in my Jim Carrey voice, so you saying there's a chance? Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Still a chance. Okay.
And I will say,
me and Jeff now understand. When we picked these brackets, we did not talk to each other about our brackets. This was blind. You couldn't see what anybody submitted until the start of the tournament, which I liked here on ESPN. And right now, it's who can get to the end, right? I do have Michigan making the title game on my bracket. I don't have them winning it, obviously. So if they make the championship, Jay, you're not quite winning because I'm going to get those points too. You need Michigan to win it all.
Yes.
So,
and Chris, if you look at Chris's bracket,
yes,
Chris just needs.
He needs Arizona.
Yes, he just needs Arizona.
Yep.
And he doesn't need Arizona to win. He just they don't have to win a championship. They just need to win tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes it.
Yep. So if Arizona beats Michigan, he's going to beat me. And then obviously that bumps you out. But if Michigan wins, then I'll be sitting up front in the driver's seat. You'll be sitting second. And then if Michigan wins the championship, you should win. So
no, I should be third. I should be third.
No.
Because everybody picked Michigan except for Chris.
So you'll be third until Michigan wins the championship.
Yeah. Now, when Michigan wins the championship, then I'll be number one, right?
Yes, you should be, theoretically. That'd be the first thing you won on this show, Jay.
You know what? There's always a first time, except for Washington Wizard fans. Okay, I got it.
Got you. Real quick, since we're talking about NCAA, did you hear that they are starting next season, or I guess starting now, right? It will not affect current players. To my understanding, it doesn't affect current players. It affects future players. Okay. However, once so this part affects everybody right now. Okay. So there's two parts to this. Okay. The first part is if you enter the draft of your professional sport, right? So whether it be basketball, football, whatever, baseball, whatever, right? If you enter the draft trying to go to the professional level, you cannot go back to college. If you do, even if you don't get drafted, you're done. Okay. I agree with that. Because even if you're a sophomore or junior, right? If you feel like I'm trying to go out to the NBA, right, so to speak, and I don't get drafted. Oh, now I'm gonna fall back on college.
So
You see what I'm saying?
I believe
Mm-hmm.
if you are a student at a school, you should be able
Right.
to be eligible for all that it entails. If you are a student, you should be able to play on your school's team. If you are a student, I believe this. Now, if you were going to the school just to play a sport and not go to class, that's something different. But we can't do that, right?
No. So that's not what I'm talking about, Jay. Right. So I'm
No.
talking about.
Okay.
I think we're crossing wires.
No. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that
Mhm.
once you declare for the draft, and usually when you declare for the draft, that means you left school early, right? That means you didn't
Not
graduate.
necess- Not necessarily. You could be graduated already,
Okay.
right? So it's you could be a junior, you could be a senior, you could be a fifth year, fifth year
Yes.
senior or whatever, right? The
But
point is,
don't you have to be taking classes to actually play on a college team?
yes.
That's my point. My point is if you're taking classes in a school, then you
Mhm.
should be able to get all the benefits of a student, and a student should be able to participate in college sports. If you're going to college, are you going to college? You can play. That's what I believe.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from with that. Yes, but their thing is if you make the decision to make that leap from college to your professional sport, right? You are now foregoing your eligibility to come back to
But why?
play at college.
If you go to IBM and you say I'm going to go work for Apple, does that mean that you can never go to IBM again? No.
It's going to be dang sure hard to get your job back because they've already found a replacement.
But if you're good enough, then why wouldn't you allow? To me, if you're good enough to do whatever, if they want you, you should be able to go. That's what I think.
Yeah, but so they're trying to they're trying to stop that where players, if they enter the draft and then don't get drafted and then come back down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Who's it
what they're
hurting?
doing, huh?
Who is it hurting?
It's hurting high school recruits. It really is. It really is hurting high school recruits right now. I got a bunch of friends. Their kids are graduating high school, and they've had a lot of offers, even,
Mm-hmm.
and then those schools pulled back those offers because another player older than them, right, has
Mm-hmm.
decided to come back.
Yes.
So it does hurt the eligibility, right? It ruins the entire intent of that medium. So you're supposed to jump from high school to college and then into the professionals. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to go high school, college, professional. Oh, I'm not good enough to be a professional. Let me go back down. That's why we've created the G League and stuff like that now too. I mean,
Yes.
so the second part to this, my understanding, right,
Mm-hmm.
is that now you can. They're going to limit players to 5 years, right,
Mm-hmm.
with one transfer.
So that's the executive order that's supposed to be coming down, right?
I don't know. So I saw something about an executive order, but I also saw NCAA pushing on it before the executive order.
Okay.
So
So
I don't
we'll
know.
wait and see. Wait and see.
Right.
We'll see how it cracks up because there's a lot of moving parts, especially when it
There
comes to
is.
college. And
There is.
quarterbacks trying to play 8 years. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, Chambliss got his eligibility back, right? So he'll be at
Yes,
Ole Miss.
that's what I'm saying.
So
His grandkids are going to come see him play.
look, I mean, at some point in time, right? And I think so. The thing with the NCAA football is they have commissioners. Basketball does not, and they got to get a whole hand on that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
excuse me. to make it more lined up, right? To the civilian sector as well, right? Because you want to make it fair. That's the biggest thing. You want to make things fair.
Yep. I agree with you.
Because a 23, 24-year-old talent. Because look, are you supposed to be a better ball player than you were at? Are you supposed to be a better ball player at 23, 24 than you were at 18? Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, anybody, and you're going to be bigger and stronger as well, right?
A 28-year-old going up against an 18-year-old is completely different.
Yes.
And we've had some baseball players. Sorry, we've had some college football and baseball players, and then they get drafted by baseball. They go to the minor leagues for 3 or 4 years, and then they were like, I'm not really doing as well as I can. I can go back and play football. And you have Chris Winkies of the world who end up being 26, 27 years old as a junior.
Yeah.
And come in. Yeah.
I think they're just trying to put a hold on it, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you go professional, you're done. You're done.
Yes.
Sorry.
Go be professional. You're a professional now, be professional. Don't go back. You can't go back to high school. This ain't 21 Jump Street. No, that's enough.
Man, do you realize how amazing people would be at high school level? Woo!
Oh. I only played 3 years in high school. I got 1 year left of eligibility. Come on now. That would be wild. And you know there's been cases of 23-year-olds and 24-year-olds like going from like a different state and playing in high school just to get their glory years back. And they're like, yo, that's criminal. Yes. Running over 14, 15-year-olds.
Look, if your playing days are over, you can become like me and Jay here. I became the coach, Jay became the referee, right? Or you can even, start your own podcast. So
yeah.
And talk sports. All right. Real quick, NFL draft's coming up at the end of the month.
Whoa.
What? Am I missing something?
You're missing Duke and UConn game.
Oh,
you
yes.
got to
Sorry.
sneak on.
My bad. The Duke and UConn game. Thank you, Jay, for reeling me in.
My goodness. What a finish, right?
Look, people thought Duke had that in the bag, right? But it was like the Florida game, right? The Florida game that we saw in March Madness where they had that 19-point lead and everybody was like, oh, Florida's going to win. And next thing you know, upset. Yes. I don't think a lot of people knew that UConn could make the shot at the end, right? I mean, it was, I would say it was in a range, right? It's not like he threw it from the other free throw line. He threw it within half court.
It was from the logo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He threw it from half court. So, and nowadays, that's a makeable shot. I mean, these kids practice 3-pointers and logo shots.
Yes.
They don't practice free throws as much.
You're a championship coach.
Yes.
I want to hear from the championship coach. What did they do? What did they do wrong in that sequence? With 10 seconds, and you don't have to put it across the half court. What are you telling your team during that period?
One, not to turn the ball over.
I mean, are you saying hold the ball, or are you saying that you just dribble out? Don't pick up.
No. I'm a different type mindset, right? I like to push until the end of the game, right? I don't like to take the I guess the phrase is take the boot off the throat. Mm-hmm. I like to keep the boot on the throat the entire game, no matter what the score is, because the moment you take that off and let another team get into the game, which is what Duke did, they allowed UConn to get back into that game. It is so hard to get a team once they found their momentum. It's so hard to get them back out of their momentum, right?
Yeah.
And then you're talking about the last play. you can't turn the ball over. I mean, if you giving them the ball back, come on, you're asking UConn to pull off amazing shot and win the game, and that's what happened. And then you're gonna play lazy defense.
Yeah. So the shot that he made at that crucial time in the Elite Eight, have you seen in your time period somebody make a shot at that point of the juncture of the game in college?
Not one that comes to mind.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen it. Not maybe I've seen it regular seasons and stuff, right? But maybe not at the level of where that was and what was at stake.
And that far away from the basket, as well.
Right.
Far away. I've seen the layup or the fall away, or to be that far away from the basket and to win. UConn is they're the reigning champions, but they were behind the whole game.
Yeah.
And speaking of Duke has had a number of talented players since 2016, and they have 0 championships to show for it. And people are blaming their coach and this, that, and the other, but Brandon Ingram, Luke Kennard, Jason Tatum, Marvin Bagley Jr., Gary Trent Jr., Zion, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, Trey Jones, Jalen Johnson, Banchero, Kyle Filipowski, Derek Lively, Jarrett McCain, Cooper Flagg, Con Nuppel, and now Boozer.
Yep.
You get all these guys in your building, and you can't win a championship. What does Duke have to do?
Boozer. No, I wouldn't say Caden, because Caden's still on the Duke. Caden is not projected to go. Caden is probably going to stay in the Duke Blue Devils organization next season, and Cameron will not. I don't think. I think he will go to the NBA. So, but yeah, all those. I don't think it's the coach.
The coach, why can't they get over the hump?
That's a question, right? I mean, to me, at a point, it is the coach, right? The coach has to control the tempo of the game, right? When he sees his team getting down, he's got to call the timeouts at the right time. He's got to put the right substitutions in. He can't continue to let people that are struggling stay in the game, or the ones that are constantly getting beat. You got to make adjustments. That's what you have to do as a coach.
Yes.
I didn't see that too much when UConn started getting back into the game.
Okay. For me, it seems to me that this 2016 till now, it seems that their players are freshmen or sophomores. They're not the juniors and seniors that are making these mistakes down the stretch. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're playing against, some of these other teams and you get to the Final Four and championship games, they're 21, 22, 23-year-olds, and they have that mindset of that, okay, not only do I have the physical attributes, I have the aptitude to make sure that I don't make the crucial mistakes under pressure. If this game gets close, or if a team makes a run, I have a way to stop these runs as a player. Not so forth as my coach has to be able to somehow Jedi mind trick the other team into messing up. Right. But it seems like these teams have been playing together. They have won the championship. They've had players that weren't freshmen that were doing juniors and senior type of things, leading their team to come back or to finish these games. And they have not had people to finish these games, or that part of their game hasn't developed yet because they're 18, 19 years old and they don't. It's, we saw Zion jumping out of his shoe, but it was just, before he can get that full training that he needs, he got sent off to the NBA. And that's not, it's not necessarily Duke's fault, but if you guys money, NBA money waiting for you. They're not going to sit there and finish their training, so to speak.
No, I agree, and I think I agree with you 100%. That is part of the problem, right? So a lot of times, your freshman isn't your leader on the team. A lot of times, your leader on the team is going to be at least your junior, and then junior to seniors, right? Is typically your leaders on your team. But like you said, in the Duke cases here lately, it's been freshmen and then sophomores, and then they're gone, right? They're very, very talented individuals, but they're not completely developed. And I think, I mean, because if the names that you just named, look how they're performing in the NBA,
Yes.
right?
Yes, definitely.
So the only one that you mentioned that has won a championship is who? Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum. But also,
And
you
why?
got, well, of course, they went to terrible teams, too.
Well,
They're not playing.
he did go to terrible teams, but that's also when that terrible team drafted really good, got a bunch of good, solid players within
Yes.
Jaylen Brown and all of them, right? And then develop that team. So it's and then they had to grow and become something, and they didn't come overnight. It took them years to get there.
Brad
So,
Stevens put it together.
yep. At college, you don't have that much time.
No.
So, all right, you good?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and close this out. Hey, remember, if you are a veteran and you have your own business or your own podcast and you want just a little sponsorship through us, by all means, hit us up, send us an email at the email listed right below, and we will respond to you, and we will get your business into our commercial. All right, we look forward to it. I hope everybody has a wonderful Easter, safe weekend. Continue to watch the madness that's going to unfold. Is it tonight? Yeah, tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight. Yes,
and Monday.
Everybody, we want UConn and Michigan. So keep your fingers crossed. Your boy needs you. Your boy needs your help right now. So come on.
So, and Chris already said, regardless if he wins the tournament or not, he wants Illinois now. So that's his team.
Yes.
All right, but thank you once again for joining the Long Distance Playbook. Hopefully, we'll bring you a better show next week. We'll see. Thank you for watching.